Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to another inspiring episode of E-Cell VIT's official podcast, Ruminate. My name is Pranoy Patra, and I will be your host for the day. It is my earnest pleasure to welcome our guest, who happens to be a visionary product developer, an innovator, a committed entrepreneur, Mr. Sagar Bhalotia. He was also a participant in the extremely popular business reality TV show Shark Tank India. Thank you for joining us, sir. Throughout this video, I will try to extract your perspective on entrepreneurship and product development to cater to the need of various budding entrepreneurs who have tuned in for our podcast. Without further ado, let us begin. My first question, sir, can you tell us a bit about your brand?
About your
About your brand.
brand. So TagZ basically, it's a Gen Z premium urban snacking brand. It's a brand that stands for innovation. It stands for better for you snacking. It stands for sustainable snacking. Like we are completely plastic neutral, and we are a very Gen Z focused brand. Like we like to talk about the Gen Z problems, their passions like music, travel, sports. So it's a very Gen Z focused premium snacking brand that we have tried to launch in the market. And in terms of innovation, the first product that we have launched is a pop potato chip. Now, popping, as you might have already heard about it, is not. It's a new technology. It's not fried, not baked, not air fried, roasted. All of those. It's completely new technology which eliminates the usage of oil while making a potato chip, and that's why it's 50% less in fat and it's 30% less in calories and much more fitter than whatever potato chips you have been eating for a long time. And now we'll be divulging in multiple other new categories as well. So yeah, that's majorly about TagZ as a brand and as a product. Almost 2.5 years back, we started off this journey. Took 10 months to develop the product, and now we have been in market for almost 2 years. We are available on almost 30 plus online platforms, 3,000 plus odd stores across 6 cities. So yeah, I mean, you can order from Grofers, Big Basket, Amazon's, our website, or maybe find it in a store nearby in your city.
Okay. Apart from helping you in the professional space, how would you say your schooling and college experience had a role in playing to set up your business?
See, I would say that, schooling definitely kind of, is your initial years where you build a lot of skills. You start understanding a bit about that, what is your interests, what are kind of, it is more of taken as a hobby in during the school time, but you also start developing passions about things. So that, if it is a creative field that, I like art or I like dance or I like, business, people coming from business family, they get to know about businesses, then they keep seeing, startups building up. Today's generation obviously is a lot more aware about these things which is happening in the market. They also know about coding and stuff. But yeah, I mean, school is very important kind of, for your initial years of at least understanding your mind where you want to kind of go ahead. But a lot of times you end up in college without even knowing a lot. You end up in engineering or doctor or whatever your medical thing or whatever it is. It's something that, it happens a lot of times. Like I ended up in chemical engineering in IIT Bombay, but obviously like chemical engineering was maybe not, I was able to figure out that it was not exactly something that I might want to stick on for a long time or something. But I would still say that, college plays a very important role in building the network, in kind of, making those strong bonds with your friends, people around, because how it happens in college that you have a lot of time. I would say that, I'm pretty sure everyone sitting out here, at least who is in college, is not studying, 80% of you for sure are not studying all the time, missing classes or doing something. But at the end, what people end up doing is a lot of social media or YouTube or whatever, watching movies, hanging out with friends, eating out, all those things, and the rest of the things which I'll probably restrict myself in talking about here. But I think yeah, along with that, you can build a lot of bonding and bond over topics. Like for me personally, we would talk about a lot of problems which exist in the country. Because see, in a college and when you're staying in hostel, people come from various different backgrounds, from various cities, various towns across the country. And with them they bring in their experiences, what problems, challenges they have faced in their lives, in their cities, or in that strata of the society or something of that sort. And that's how you start thinking about solutions, and that's how you kind of start talking in a very constructive manner, that what can be done to kind of improve the situation or kind of solve a problem or something. So these kind of things are very important during the college years, which I feel that were there. I was able to talk to a lot of friends about this, and whether it's placement season or something where you're solving about for you're preparing for a case study, or you're preparing for something or the other. So, utilizing this time a bit as well. I'm not saying that, it should be all thinking about, how I'm going to end up in future or something, but, you definitely have so much of time that you at least can spend a little bit of time to at least understand what your passion is, what you want to do in future. It should not happen that, first day पे investment banking की company आती है, if that is supposedly the most premium thing out there. So I should kind of, just start following it blindly and go after it. I always at least was able to figure out in these years that, startups or building brands is something that I want to do. I want to do something creative. So follow that at least. Do that. Don't really start running after what is going to, I want to get placed on first day, second day, or third day, whatever it is. And, as soon as I kind of, get a placement or something, figure that out, your passion or something, and try to at least start learning and at least start making efforts towards learning those things. So that is something that I feel that college has played a kind of important role in at least getting that basic understanding what I want to do after I get out.
Very good insight, sir. So just a follow up, I see you have had quite a journey in working for multiple sectors such as health, hospitality, etc. How would you say that helped you to find and setting up your brand?
Yeah, I would say that, see, definitely, specific to what I'm like, consumer goods or whatever I'm doing in a more trying to build a fit brand or something around that. Obviously, few aspects from few industries which I have worked on can be taken directly. That learning about what people want in terms of snacking, or what they want in terms of branding, or what kind of packaging they like, or what kind of market as a Gen Z or a millennial versus an adult or whatever boomer, whatever you call these days. What are their interest levels, or what they are looking out for? What are the problems that exist? But one thing I could say that not just health or hospitality, across I think all startups or wherever I've worked in different industries, the major thing that connects together all of them is the customer satisfaction. That what exactly your customer wants, and how exactly you are trying, and how much you are trying to make them happy about it, and not just kind of sticking to your own self that this is what I feel works. This is I feel is the way to satisfy the customer. This is the way I feel is, or this is enough to kind of make customer happy. You have to go beyond whatever your maybe Call of Duty or whatever you have thought of, improvise, or constantly learn, but work toward customer satisfaction and customer demand. Now, if they don't like your chip, supposedly, there's no point in sticking around just feeling good about it. Yeah, theek hai, matlab, I like it and I feel that this tastes amazing, so this is going to sell. So I'm going to just keep on doing it. Obviously, I need to have that feedback loop completely. I myself, whether it was in earlier startups, whatever projects I've done, whatever things I built from scratch, I would ensure that I'm kind of getting that validated from consumers, and learning what they exactly want, and trying to kind of now apply it while doing tasks.
True, sir. What do you think are the most essential skills or qualities required to run a startup in processed snacks or FMCG industry?
See, I think I would not say that there is something specific for a processed snacks or FMCG sector, because see, I'm you know my past, like I have done chemical engineering, and then I have worked in various startups which probably do not fall in an FMCG sector or a processed food sector. I've worked in classified ads, I've worked in hospitality, I've worked in health, I've worked in apparel brand, multiple sectors, but processed snacks industry I've probably not worked in. So I don't really see that, it should be kind of, something that should discourage someone to enter this industry or field that, that this skill set I don't possess. So I should not be, I would not be able to do it. Obviously, you need to figure out a niche. You obviously need to figure out a gap in the market that exists. You have to really, if you feel that, if existing products which are there are available in the market in abundance or like in a commodity form, if you just hop onto that and try to build something, might be a little difficult unless you have some background about food processing in your family or you have done something around it. But otherwise, I feel that you don't really need a skill set. You really need to be persistent about what you feel like doing, and you can do anything in any industry or any sector.
Okay. So, how was your experience pitching in Shark Tank?
The Shark Tank, I would say, obviously it was a lot of fun. I would say, since we have raised a couple of rounds earlier, and we have been there in market for 2 years, we have got a lot of validation from our consumers and also a lot of other investors. So I would rather say that the whole pitch or the experience throughout the Shark Tank was pretty much fun. How we kind of with Sony TV we prepared for the pitch and how the shoot and everything went on. But yeah, it was quite insightful also. We got to learn. We got to get a lot of understanding from all the sharks, and it's a great validation from everyone. Even though not all sharks were probably able to give out an offer, but I think even they were really excited about a brand, about the packaging and everything. So at a scale where everyone is looking out for you and for your brand, getting a validation is out from people, sharks sitting out there is obviously was really thrilling. And the pitch really went well, and it was a really fruitful discussion that we had there.
Moving on, we are in a time where we think of Lay's as a synonym to chips. How do you think TagZ would be able to break its dominance?
I would rather put it in a way that we are not really trying to compete with Lay's, or we are not really trying to kind of break the dominance of Lay's or something around it. Because see, firstly, India is a big market. It's a huge market, and out of that, even Gen Z itself, if we take, it's a huge market. But I think beyond Gen Z also, people have become really smart. They are looking out for alternatives. They are willing to try out new D2C brands and see like these fried chips or fried potato chips in particular have been there for ages now. Now there has never been a brand who has tried to kind of break the stereotype that potato chips can be healthier. It can be 50% less in fat. While there have been brands who are trying to kind of do it with multigrain variants or something around quinoa or ragi or something. But see, in the end, consumer wants a tasty potato chips and that's what we are trying to do by providing them with a better, fitter alternative. I would not really put ourselves in. We don't say ourselves healthy. It's a much better alternative. It's a much better option in the potato chips category. So that's what we are trying to create, and there's a huge market out there. So I'm pretty sure that we would want to dominate in that category or in that segment or target audience. So it's never going to be about we try to take over the Lay's thing or something.
Okay. As you have already raised over $1 million from various venture capitalists, how would you differentiate your experience pitching in front of VCs and in a show like Shark Tank?
I would rather say that it's only little difference that I would really say. See, VCs, or whether it's you call them sharks something, but they are ultimately investors. They are sitting out there looking for a reasonable investment. At the same time, we as a brand or as a company, we are looking out for amazing partners or people who can bring in a lot of value to our brand. Right? It's not just about money. It goes same for everyone, whether it's a VC or whether it's an investor or whether it's a brand. Everyone is trying to kind of see the value that they are getting out of it. So I think the major thread is kind of similar. It's just that I would rather say that when you go through a VC round, you probably go through a lot of data, you go through a lot of due diligence and multiple other steps which are involved in that. Now, Shark Tank is obviously a reality show. The deal has to happen in those minutes or hours or whatever, and it's more of we have to be at our best in those 1 or 2 hours or whatever during the show, and the camera is rolling. At the same time, they also have to take a decision in those 1 or 2 hours. So it's kind of connecting really well in those limited amount of time, and then kind of closing out a deal or something. In VCs, obviously you get a lot of time to kind of spread that out. So that is the only difference that I probably feel is there. Otherwise, the brain works in the same manner.
I agree, sir. So, what is the motive behind bringing chocolate cigars? Will it be the new face of the brand after potato chips?
See, I think this is something that we mentioned in Shark Tank as well. That we are not just building a pop chips brand or a chips brand rather. We are trying to kind of build a brand for Gen Z, and it is going to kind of be involved in multiple categories, which kind of are indulgent. Again, talking to the same audience. So like chocolates, cookies, chips. Again, dips goes well with chips. So something around that, and that can also add on to the same supply chain. So I can optimize my supply chain by looking at same kind of products or same kind of categories. Like I will probably not get into an ice cream or a beverage which requires refrigerated storage conditions or something, because then the supply chain is completely different. So that is how the category is going to be there. But as a brand, as I told you, that we will be trying to do something innovative. We'll be trying to do something better. So yeah, I mean, even in our chocolate cigars, you can say that we are trying to do something around packaging, something which does not exist in India. It can exist outside India, obviously, but something which has not existed in India. We are trying to bring in that in terms of quality, in terms of the ingredients. Obviously, we are going to stay very premium. We are going to stay much better than a lot of what other brands or mass brands have been doing. So yeah, chocolate cigars. That's the reason we probably did it. When you say it's going to be new phase of chips or TagZ, I would rather say that it will be a new phase in its own category. So while TagZ will stay as a new phase in the chips category, chocolate cigars will become the new phase of or the TagZ will become the new phase in the chocolates category. Similarly, that's how we will try to kind of disrupt multiple other categories itself.
Okay. What was your thought process behind identifying your brand as a Gen Z brand?
Yeah, I would again a little bit. I've already talked about that. The brands, a lot of brands have existed in India for a long time, and they have tried to target a lot of family audience or the kind of audience. Since beginning, they have been trying to cater to the similar kind of audience. They are not very targeted towards Gen Z. I would rather say that Lay's is probably or these kind of brands which existed in 90s or something or got launched in 90s are still talking to the same audience or are targeting them. So Gen Z is something which again I would kind of consider myself somewhere between Gen Z millennial. So I would rather say that I connect well with them. I feel. And that's how as the company also we feel that this is one segment or area or the audience where there's no brand talking to them directly. Like if you see our Instagram, if you see our products, like the kind of design language that we have taken, the kind of problems that we talk about, the kind of passions that we talk about, which is music, travel, sports, fitness, all those things, living outdoors, living. We don't really promote a lot that you just sit on a couch and eat potato chips while watching Netflix or all that. We ask people to go out, go on a road trip, go out for trekking, hiking. That's how our even flavors have been named. So Gen Z is one space where we felt that there was a clear brand missing out, and which is the next gen. As I talked about that, this they are much more aware about things. What is happening around the world? They are well connected through social media, and what is happening, what is innovating, and they are very experimental. So I think this is the reason that we just wanted to kind of focus a lot more on creating something for our amazing Gen Z.
True, sir. For us viewers, it seemed as if you had ignited a civil war between the sharks. Why did you choose Ashneet Grover over Aman Gupta and Namita Thapar?
See, I think we kind of got a validation from all of them. Even Vinita and Anupam loved our brand and loved our products per se. But I would say that it was obviously you have to again take a decision in those moments, and I think we definitely felt that while everyone brought some good value and expertise out there, Ashni definitely brings in the whole trade network and a lot of offline bandwidth, you can say. So and then along with like the kind of valuation discounting and stuff, the kind of deal that was uh, getting kind of getting worked out there. I think that's the reason that we went out with Ashneet that time. But I mean, I don't know if you guys probably might not be knowing it, but Namita has invested in us of the Shark Tank as well. So it's like it's good to get validation when like people have invested us even outside the show. So it's like we chose maybe at that time, but yeah, now we have all of them supporting us.
So nice to hear. So, what, according to you, would be an ideal roadmap for any individual aspiring to build a brand?
In terms of roadmap, I think again I've covered a bit. See, I think first step should be to understand the the need and that is there a problem? Like you have to define the problem statement. That does the problem exist? Then is the problem big enough? Or is something making people's life uncomfortable and I can make it more comfortable or easy, or I can save on their time, energy, or something of that sort. So your starting point should be to at least figure out the problem and start defining a solution to it. Now after that you need to really think about the scalability, that is this something worth solving, is it something worth doing at a scale, is it scalable enough? Because see, you can bring you can start kind of working on something, you can build a traditional businesses, a lot of people do it, they do it on a big scale as well. But if you talk about a startup where you are looking to kind of make it scalable across India and going pan India something, then the problem should exist pan India, and the scalability should not become a blocker for you. That if you're thinking in a way, that's the reason that our tech startups are able to kind of scale really fast, because they're able to reach out to a lot of people through internet and stuff, and that's how even D2C brands are picked up. Earlier this was a kind of challenge, because I as a brand might able to launch out my product in offline market in Bangalore, but I might not be able to reach out to a person sitting in a tier two city in maybe a Rajasthan or a Bihar or Arunachal Pradesh or Kerala or something of that sort. So scalability, you have to really look from that vision, that is your problem, the solution is scalable enough, and which can also further invite interest from a lot of people in terms of investment also. And then you have to also start looking at the profitability and the money making thing, right? So if your business, while you say that money is going to follow, but it might not happen, right? And after making money also, revenues also, you also need to look at the profitability angle of it, that one day you are able to make profit out of it. So that thing should, at least in a long term vision, that should also stay in your mind. And it should not be a very short term approach that I'll just raise money, I'll take an exit or whatever it is, and the business will probably never be profitable or something. At least that is our philosophy, that we want to make a scalable, profitable business out there. And while I say that perseverance is very important, and then you should stick to what you love. Don't hop on to someone else's idea that, if someone is feeling some problem and you are not able to relate with it, I don't think you will be able to justify it yourself and kind of, work in a persistent manner across months, years, because there is a possibility that for 3, 4 years, 5 years, you're not able to earn salaries for yourself. You're not able to, enjoy a lot of lifestyle which your peers are doing. But if in case if you're doing something that you love, then I'm sure that you will be able to persist and you will be able to take on all the challenges and failures and kind of grow. Last thing is that you should still be a little flexible about what you are passionate about. While you might, want to cling on to a problem and solution and say that, no, this is something that I want to stick on to for years. But if supposedly things are not working out, if you are not feeling, or if you are able to at least uh, understand that, this is not getting accepted in the market, or this is not something that is worth wasting a lot more time around it or more money around it, do a pivot around it, and then execute, and then kind of validate, and then kind of iterate. That is something that is there in a book called Lean Startup. That is something that is very important. That execute, learn, execute, validate, and iterate. So that is something that this is the kind of flexibility that you need to have, and that I think should be the roadmap for anyone who's trying to kind of build something out there.
That's a very good insight, sir. So, first of all, I would like to tell you I did try your TagZ potato chips and I loved it.
Okay.
How would you
Good to hear
personally
that.
order the following features of your product out of the three options? A,
Okay.
a new snack option,
Hmm.
B, it being healthy,
Hmm.
C, or its flavor.
I would say flavor first. Then I would say a new snack option. Third, I would say not healthy. See, we use the term fit. We never use the term healthy. We use the term fit, which is the Gen Z lingo or something. But yeah, at the same time, because we are also talking about a lot of other fitness related things that, so that's how I'll probably order my
I
tag.
agree, sir. Now, as an addition to this Ruminate podcast, we are going to play a little rapid fire round.
Oh my God. What I'm going to like, do I have a coffee hamper or something? Like coffee with Karan.
We'll include that after this episode.
Okay, go ahead. Cool.
After the deal was closed, were you
Okay.
satisfied with it? Yes or no?
Yes, because the deal was closed. No, because equity dilution is always painful.
Most responsive shark.
I think all of them were responsive. The reason being, we had a shoot of almost 2.5 hours. You only got to see 10 minutes.
Most intimidating shark.
Sony TV.
Who inspires you the most?
My mom.
Your
Come on,
favorite
yeah.
book?
Tinkle Digest. I don't read a lot. I'm really sorry.
Morning person or a night person?
Completely night person. Yeah. Still a night person since college.
I could say the same. Pineapple on pizza?
I mean, pineapple pizza. Your my opinion about it.
Yeah. Do you like it or not?
Personally, no, but I can sell it.
One thing you are terrible at.
Podcast. Really sorry.
One thing that annoys you the most.
Uh, People cutting corners with their work.
Okay. Three things that you do in your free time.
Three things. One will be watching stand-ups. Second, going through meme pages. Third thing is Pinterest. Yeah, I'm a very marketing kind of person or something. So these are the things which interest me the most.
One word which comes to your mind when I say Ashneet Grover.
Poker face.
Vinita Singh.
Sorted.
Aman Gupta.
If I have to say one word coming from my heart, it's my crush professionally. But yeah, fun, fun guy.
So lastly, can I get refunds on the oil shots I ordered?
First, ask Liz. Sorry.
That is an end to an exciting rapid fire round. Thank you for being
Okay.
such a sport, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks a lot, man.
It was a joy speaking with you, sir. And I'm confident that everyone who listened to today's podcast is now more knowledgeable about the numerous components of product and brand creation, insights about the FMCG industry, and how to manufacture consumer loving products. We sincerely
Sure.
appreciate you taking the time out to spend with us.
And it was really amazing to talk to you. And as I said, I'm pretty bad at podcast or something, but I am sure that I was able to give something useful out. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it helps a couple of people out there to start something and do something what they love.
Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning into the postcard, listeners. I hope you would all show Mr. Sagar some love by supporting his brand in any way you can. Please like this brand podcast, drop in your comments, and stay tuned for our next podcast. Subscribe and do not forget to hit the bell icon for more updates from E-Cell VIT. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Mai,
Thank
for
you.
holding this session, and hope to connect with you guys again.